Hello, Brian. No, they're eighth notes, Brian. What I'm doing is I'm loosening up a little bit. My hands are really tight because of the air conditioning. Sometimes I'll do that for a little bit of a warm up. I'll just do a 4-measure vamp, what I call a 4-measure vamp. I'm playing eighth notes for 4 measures with the right hand. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. And I just did that at 160 for 3 minutes. What is it? Fast triplet. If I did that, eighth notes, that's eighth notes. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Now, what I usually do sometimes, just to fool around, to see how loose my hands are, what I'll do is I'll add a triplet to the end. 1, 2, 3. That's hard. That's too tight. Too fast. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. And you're calling me a schmuck. Okay, no problem. I don't know if you got, oh, where did it go? What happened? Hold on. Okay, I don't know if you got the message this afternoon or on Facebook, but next week I'm not doing a Tuesday lesson at 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock on YouTube. I'm transferring the stream to my online site, and it's going to be free, and I'm going to do some drum set applications. So I'll post somewhere along the line or email somebody. Okay, all right, that's okay. Let's go to another topic. I'm going to post somewhere that instead of me streaming on YouTube, I'm going to be streaming on my live online lesson site. I'm opening it up so you can see a drum set application. Now, you had requested, I believe, in that Tech Talk or whatever, I posted a video of Juan Carlito Mendoza. He did a live lesson for me a couple years back. That's when he won, that's a little while after he won the Drum Off in California. And he's actually from New Jersey. He's about 10 miles away from my house, and we're good friends. And we hook up occasionally, come into the studio, working out together. The guy's an excellent musician and an excellent drummer. Young, but hey, he's got the ability, the talent, and the knowledge. And he is going someplace. Well, he is someplace. But he's going to go further. And you requested me to send you the PDF on that lesson. I don't have no PDF on that lesson. I mean, that's, I could contact, or you can contact Juan Carlito and see if he does have that. And if he does, I'm sure he'll send it to you. Okay, so with that being said, I'm a little early. I wanted to loosen up. And I'm going to do another loosening up exercise at, let's say, 80. I'm going to do the table of time a little bit, just to loosen up, to the table, to the groupings of 6. So I'm going to play it with the first line a few times, the second line, I don't know, as many times as I like. I'm going to move to the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th line. Here we go. 1. Taking it from my wrist. Triplets. 16s. Groupings of 5. 6. Back. Sorry. 16ths. Yeah. 5, 6, so on and so forth. Now, just to fool around a little bit, it's kind of strange doing this because there's such a delay on this YouTube channel, and I have the other screen and the other screen on. My real time is coming through that screen. It's a little delayed in the second one, and it's very much delayed as you're getting it, so I do apologize. So what I want to do tonight is I'm going to take a stick control formula that I've come up with. Well, I was in my journeys, I made this up, I guess. The 8th note triplet, right, left, right, left. I'm going to put an accent on the first note of the triplet. So I'm going to make an R equal right, left, right, or 1 and the. When I come to a left, I'm going to make that equal left, right, left, 1 and the. So if I had a run of rights, the sticking pattern, I'm referencing off of page 5, the stick control book. If I had 4 rights in a row, I'd have 4 right-hand triplets, because I quote, just leading with the right. 1 and the right and the right and the right and the. If I had the left, I take it to the left side. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the. Now, I skip with this formula line 1 and line 2 because all it is alternating triplets. When I get to line 3, the sticking pattern is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So now I have 2 rights and 2 lefts. What that is going to become now is right hand triplet twice, left hand triplet twice. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 1, 2, left, up tempo, 2, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Good exercise. Now what this is just one-dimensional. I'm on one surface. I mean, technically you can call it two-dimensional because you're using 2 different limbs, but you're actually using one voice. We're going to take this to 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, and 4-dimensional. That's going to be applied to the drum set. Okay? So, with that being said, I'm going to set the metronome, let's say we'll keep it at 80. That's my pulse. And I'm going to do line 3. 1, 2. That's 2 rights, 2 lefts. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that's slow. That's at 80. But now what you need to do is be very, very familiar with the control strokes or the levels and understand what the levels are as opposed to the sticking positions. Sticking position, that's the full stroke position, half stroke position, quarter stroke position. Now if I strike the drum from this point and throw the stick down, she's going to come right back. That's what I call a free stroke. It's a free stroke. Now if I come from this point and keep it down, that's a downstroke. That's control. From this point to the drum is a tap. From this point to coming back to the free stroke position would be this. That's my control strokes. That's my levels, very basic. There's a whole spectrum of levels inside of that we're not going to get into tonight. But if you're familiar with the book, the level system, he does an excellent job of explaining that. So we're going to take just the basic premise of the free stroke, the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. Now, when I do a right-hand triplet over and over again, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, there's this motion. It's down, tap, up. I'm coming up now to get in position to attack the up and coming axis. Down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. All right, now if I do 2 rights and 2 lefts, the sticking position or the levels are going to change because I'm going to need to get in position for the left-hand accent. Okay? That's exactly what it is. That's line 3. 3, right, right, left, left. So now if I go like this, hold it. If I do, I just showed you how to do the 2 rights. I'm going down, tap, up. Now, the next right, because I have to get in position to attack the left-hand accent, it would be down, up, tap. Now I'm in position to attack the left hand. Down, tap, up, down, up, tap. I'll do that slow for a little bit. Down, up, tap, down, tap, up, down, up, tap. Now you might want to write that down, that you hear. The first right is with the accent on the right, right, left, right. That's the first accent is the right. Then you have right, left, right again. The accent is on that right. Then left, right, left. The accent's on the left. Left, right, left. The accent's on the left. So the first right, left, right is going to be down, tap, up. To get in position to nail the up and coming accent, which is on the 2. Now I'm in position to nail the accent again on the left side. Down, tap, up, down, up, tap. So I'll hang out with line 3 for a little bit, and I'll do it at 80. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you understand that, and do you understand that? I'll put it up a little bit faster. Let's try 100 maybe. My hands are real tight. Like I said, it's very cold in this room, but I need to have the air conditioner on because of the lights. It gets very hot in here, but it's like not balanced out right now because it's getting actually colder than hot. And then you should know that being in a cold room, sometimes your muscles tighten up somewhat. So now I'm going to take that same line, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, and take it here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up, up, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up. Now you could actually, I don't want to go too fast, but you could actually take that as far. I'm going to try to do that for you, Brian. You are on my Facebook page. You are in any of the groups. I do have a group called Live Streaming where I do have all of this archive. Sometimes I'll archive it depending on how they came out because the YouTube streaming and uploading to YouTube itself to make it a video to post someplace sometimes don't come out too cool. Okay? But what I would do before I up the tempo on the measure is get familiar with the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop. Now the one I really like, I'm not going to do line 4 because it's just the reverse of line 3. It's just left, left, right, right, left, left, right, right. What is that? Who is this? Oh, we're always. All right, let me straighten this out. I do a lot of teaching. As a matter of fact, that's all I've been doing lately. And my primary source for teaching, most definitely, is the stick control. Thank you, dear Brian. It's the stick control book, page 5, 6, and 7. Now, I always get in trouble by saying this, and I don't really care. But everything that you do play, whether it's from any other book, or any kind of pattern, or rudiment, or whatever, it's all on page 5, 6, and 7. That is the golden book for all drummers. Now, be free with me always. Can you say your first name again? Who is that? I'm not going to keep saying that. Just put your name in there so I could say hello. You weren't here before when I said next week at 12 o'clock and 8 o'clock, I will not be streaming on YouTube. What I'm going to do, if you have my email me. I'll send you the link to my live online lesson site so we can do a drum set application for all the things that we've been doing the last month or so. Okay, we're going to get into it. I'm going to show you how I interpret the stick control book, and you're going to find everything that you were in or been working on is all in the book. So we're going to take Daryl. Okay, Daryl, do you have my email, Daryl? Did you email me? Do I have you on file? If so, I'll send you the link to my YouTube channel. To my live on lesson channel. All right? If you need my email, I'll write it in there for you. And we're going to do a drum set application both at 12 noon and 8 p.m. next Tuesday. And it's going to be open and it's going to be free for you to view as a drum set app. And there's also a chat in there that you can interact with me one-on-one. Now, did you understand what we were doing before? I opened up the lesson with me just trying to warm up a little bit. I was doing vamps for 4 measures with the right, 4 measures with the left, about 160 for about 3.5 minutes, just to loosen up. And I can't seem to get loose tonight because of the air conditioning. Then I hung out with the table of time for a little bit, and then I just got into this lesson. Now, do you understand what I'm doing with this page 5 right now as a triplet? If not, I'll back up a little bit and re-explain it. I took a formula, and I'll re-explain it. I took a formula and made R become right, left, right. And I made L become left, right, left. Okay? So what I'm doing now is I'm referencing off the stick control book. And I'm going to start with line 3, because that's where it really comes into view. I have 2 rights, 2 lefts on line 3. Right, right, left, left. So the formula being right equals right, left, right, and L equals left, right, left, we're going to use the formula and implement it into that you understand. All right. So let me just do line 3 real quick. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You need to be familiar with the level system for you to be very effective with this. You get the most out of it and the correct sound. Okay? Now, what we're doing here is one-dimensional, as opposed to, we're going to take this to a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, 4-dimensional on the drum set. I'll explain to you in a little bit where it's going. But let's continue with this. Instead of doing line 3 now, we'll do line 5, which is right, left, right, 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 left, right, right, left, right, left, left. And we're taking the R as we made it as right and left. So now we have right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. Now, would you like me to break that down slower and show you exactly what's occurring, or you can understand it from there? You need to really implement the level system in there. If I'm doing an alternating triplet, which is down, up, tap, down, up, tap, now I'm in position to attack 2 right-hand paradiddles, which would be down, tap, up, tap. Now I'm in position to take the second part. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, left, right, right. Left, right, left, left. We understand that, right, gentlemen? Let's do a workout with this one. Let's go to line 13. Now, line 13, you have 4 rights in a row and then 4 lefts in a row. You have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So what I'm going to do now is play 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, 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 left. Right, 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 right. Left, 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 left. Left, 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 left. Okay, we all understand that. What is that, Brian? Down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, 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 down, up. No, that's not what it is. It's not my level system, Daryl. And Brian, no, that's not it. You're doing a paradiddle there. You're going like this, down, up, tap, tap. That's a paradiddle with an accent on the first stroke. If I'm doing triplets, that's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and let me do the alternating triplet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's alternating. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Slower would be down, up, tap, down, up, tap. You have to eliminate. Well, line 5 is down, up, tap, tap. It's not down, up, tap, tap in the stick control bar. Line 5 is just right, left, left, left. When you're doing down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap, what you're doing is you're putting an accent on the first stroke of the paradiddle. That's what I play alternating paradiddles, right? That's down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. Line 5 is presented to you without an accent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's entirely something different than what you're doing there. That line 5, down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap, is a single paradiddle, okay, with the accent on the first stroke. You have down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, tap, tap, down, up, tap, tap. But we're playing line 5 as presented. There's no accents. Remember, in stick control book, there are absolutely no accents. So what you have is right, one sound. Left, right, left, left. Like so. Now, if I said do a paradiddle, if you're doing paradiddles and you want to accent the first stroke of the paradiddle, then you go down, up, tap, tap. I'm in position to nail the left hand. Down, up. I'm in position to do the right hand. You understand the difference there, Brian? So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, up, down, That's a paradiddle with an accent. We're referencing off line 5, which is right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, and we're taking the formula R equals right, right, L equals left, right, left. So if I reference off of line 5, it's right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. You understand that better now, Brian? You have to make the distinction between it. We're not playing no accents here. All right? Except when we're doing the formula, because I made the formula R right, left, right, with the accent on the first note of the triplet. And I made L left, right, left, with the first note of the triple being accented. Okay, we understand the difference. Now, I said in the beginning of the lesson, I'm making this Right now we're playing one dimension. Okay? Now this, I'm going to take it to the second dimension and explain to you where we're going to go with the drum set here. And it's difficult to hear this because I don't have a bass drum pedal set up or whatever. We're going to take the same formula, right, left, right, left, but we're going to substitute, instead of the right being on the snare drum, I'm going to use the right, I'm going to substitute the right hand for the bass drum. So now, this is considered to me two-dimensional. Okay? Somebody will disagree with it, fine. That's how I interpret it. Okay, so now, R equals, come on, R equals bass drum, L equals snare drum. So I'm just going to do all rights, right, and implement the formula with the substitution. I have 1 and the 2 and the 3. I'm pounding that foot so you can see it. Can you see the foot or hear it? 1, 2, 3, 4. We see that? See what I did with the foot? Now if I take it to the left side, I'm going to have the left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Okay, so now, Tim, do you understand that? Good for you, Tim. How about you, Daryl? Do you understand it? Brian, everybody understands that. That is considered, to me, two-dimensional. Now, that hurts my leg when I pound like that. I apologize for not having that set up. And that's what annoys me. I have a system over here that I haven't been using except for my online lessons. So let me do this once in a while. Instead of YouTube, let's go to my site. I'll open it up for free, and we'll take a lesson on the drum set. Now, I'm going to do line 2, two-dimensional. I'm going to pound the right foot. This is not how you play the bass drum. We're going to do line 3, okay? Right, left, right. We're substituting. Instead of going like this, we're using the bass drum for the right hand, for the right. So we're doing line 3, which is right, left, right, left, right, left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We see that? Everybody understand which I did? That's line 3, Brian. Okay? Line 3. Now, Tim is here, Brian's here, and Daryl's here, and it only says that 2 are watching. Okay. Now, that's only two-dimensional. We'll take the whole 3 pages like that. It's a hell of a workout. Okay. Now, two-dimensional. Let's make it three-dimensional. When I say three-dimensional, now I'm going to use the bass drum, the hi-hat, and the left hand. Okay. It remains the same when I substitute the rights for the bass drum, but this time I'm going to use a heel and toe method, one of the few methods that we can use. And this is the basic one. The heel and toe. Heel is on 1, toe is on 2. Heel is on 3, toe is on 4. Okay, it's very difficult to see it here, but when I bring my heel down like this, it opens up the hi-hat. When I bring my toe down like that, it closes. So I'm going to have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and while I'm doing all that substitution and referencing and whatever. So if I did line 3, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I like to do that on a drum set. But what that is three-dimensional because I've added another voice. So far we have 3 voices. Okay? We have the bass drum, the hi-hat, and the snare drum. So that's considered, in my book, three-dimensional. And we're going to go to the four-dimensional, which I'm going to explain it to you. You might not hear it, but on the drum set you will. So, we're going to add the ride suit. This is a heck of a journey, gentlemen. This doesn't take one lesson, nor two or three. It takes a long period of time. Or if you're very consistent with your practicing, it depends on your ability, you can do it and start to develop it a lot rapidly, and very rapidly, and a few times that you do it. I'm going to play this on the rise cymbal. Free stroke, down, a free stroke, down. Basic 4, 3, 4. Now the reason why, and you see the level system in here as well. You see the free stroke, the downstroke sound the same. The upstroke is lighter. Free stroke, down, a free stroke, down. If I eliminated the duh, 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the, I'd have straight 4 quarter notes. 1 and the 2 and the 3. Now play the rise cymbal for it. 1, here you go. 3, 4. 1 and 2 and the 3, 4. The 1 and the 2 and the 3, 4. The 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we get that going on, we're going to play that against the other 3-dimensional. So that becomes now 4-dimensional. And everybody's leaving. Or is there problems with well, I'm maintaining the quarter notes. You see, I'm trying to get that drive of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So if I'm playing this on a rise cymbal, those 4 notes are all sounding the same. Bing, dong, ding, dong, ding, dong, boom, ding, dong. Now I want to maintain that equal sound. So in order for me to maintain that equal sound, I need free stroke, down, a free stroke, down, a free stroke, down. That allows me to play all 4 of those quarter notes the same. Hear the quarter notes? 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's not stiff, it's the mechanics. That's a straight ahead jazz pattern. It's not open, or I'm not comping or playing melodically or whatever you want to call it. I'm just giving you the mechanics of that. Now what this is going to do, all right, this whole exercise, it's going definitely to open up a whole lot of coordination. Well, yeah, it makes a good feel. I mean, you're helping, you're with the bass player, you're with the group. You know, ding dong ding jing dong ding jing ding dong boom ding dong 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1. You hear all 4 notes sound the same. You're laying it down. You're in the pocket, so to speak. Okay? And yeah, it helps everybody else in the group. I don't really like to play that a whole lot if I'm playing in a piano, bass, and drum situation or a quartet. If I'm playing a big band and I'm reading a chart and it's told straight ahead, I'm laying down a time so all of the sections know where they're at. Well, it doesn't give you complete independence, but it takes you there. It's a journey. Okay? Now, like I said, when I'm playing a trio or a quartet, which I like to do, that's what I do, is play that jazz kind of thing. I like to improvise and open up the time and play a free time or an open time. We're playing over the line or in between the line. We're playing the melodic structure and doing the AABA formation or the 12-bar blues or whatever formation we're doing. Okay, when I'm playing a big band and if I'm reading a chart, I have to play that straight ahead ding, chong, ding, chong, come. Not because, I mean, now comes the fact that now you're a timekeeper. Well, me personally, I refuse to play time for any musician. So if I have to play time for any musician, they shouldn't be on the same platform as me. But when you're playing in a big band situation, the trumpet section, the saxophone, the rhythm section, everybody is counting on that 4. That's the pulse they're playing from. You're laying that down, so they reference off of that. It allows them to play in time. Now, as far as independence is concerned, that word, I mean, interdependence or independence or whatever you want to call it, it gives me limb control. Okay? I'm just doing a physical exercise. It's like if you're an athlete, we're not athletes, but we're musicians, but athletes that go to a gym and they'll lift weights or jog or whatever to stay in shape. This is what this is for drummers to develop their limbs. Okay, I want to develop my bass drum to a point where I say, okay, bass drum, that's what you're going to hit when I demand it, and it does. And I have my left foot in place, and my ride cymbal, my left hand. I control all my limbs. This is one of about 1,000 different kind of exercises I have, and they're all from the stick control book. You got that, Daryl? Stick control book. The greatest book ever written. And I take the stick control book and make that a four-dimensional with the book Four-Way Independence, one of the greatest books ever written as well, by Elliot Fine and Marvin Dahlgren. I worked through that book, sweated through that book, painfully went through it, and it opened up a lot of doors for me. And it inspired me to do a few stick control book exercises. Well, they better have a good time because I don't want to be considered that. All right, well, I do a basic standard, the samba pattern, okay? The question is, what do I think about the samba foot pattern? Well, we're going to have a long lesson next week. I can see that. And these questions I'm going to demonstrate. What I do with the samba pattern, I use the stick control book too to play samba patterns as well. I'll play the basic samba pattern, and I'll take all the lefts from the stick control book and move them around the tom-toms to develop different patterns. And we will definitely get into a whole lot of samba patterns. But I can't do this in an hour or an hour and a half, This is over a period of time. I would love to say, okay, boom, I have a magic wand. Now you guys can play everything. That would be great. But it don't work that way. It takes a lot of hard work. Hard work. Remember, we're a special breed, man. We're wackos sitting in a room all by ourselves, hitting a piece of rubber, getting our hands together, developing kind of all kinds of crazy patterns to control, to make sense out of. It's difficult. But next week, I'm going to show you how to do the samba pattern as well. I do a warm-up exercise with the vamping. I use the samba pattern, the bayonne, the clave, the bimbe, all with a warm-up that I use for vamping patterns. And then I also have, I can't really pronounce this too well. I think this is how you pronounce it. Cascara? I don't know. I can play it, but I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't speak all that Spanish. I don't speak English well, let alone Spanish. But if you play the cascara, I did send everybody, I think, a sheet on that one. And I relate to that as Latin to funk, okay? And I use not only the stick control book with that, I use the Gary Shafee book. We all have the Gary Shafee book. His pattern series. That pattern series, the one I like to use is time functions right now. My students online have been working at it with me. And, what I do is, let me just give you a little, I only can do the two surfaces here. You really can't hear. I'll play my right hand on the hi-hat, and I'll fill in the cascara, like 1 and the 2 E and the 3 and 4 E and the. And what I do, I fill in ghost notes. But when I come to the counts of 2 and I come to the and of 4, I hit an accent. So I have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. And I play that up tempo. I play my right hand on the hi-hat and my left hand on the snare. And I'll move my foot around all over the place. I use all of Gary Shafee's. Well, he kind of does the grid with the bass drum. So we work with that. And from that, I go into his different combinations And in addition to that, I'll take the stick control book and take all the rights as a foot pattern from 3 pages, and I have all kinds of foot patterns against that. But now that's not very musical, that's very mechanical. You know, there's a lot of conversation going around. Uh, you know, teachers don't teach right, teachers teach out of a book, and it's all about feel. And you know what? That's correct. It's all about feel. But there's stepping stones to the feel, or stepping blocks, or building blocks, whatever you want to say. And that's the mechanics of understanding how to do things like I'm doing right now. One thing you have to remember, and I always keep this to heart, you know, there's a lot of teachers, oh, I'll teach you how to groove. You know what? Nobody, and I mean nobody, can teach you how to groove except the music, your interaction with the other musicians, all right, your conversation with the other musicians. That's groove. I can show you patterns, how to develop it, how to develop control from your limbs. But man, when you're on that drum set, on the stand, playing music with your band, it's you and the band and the music and you interacting with them. That's groove. I don't know whether you gentlemen will agree with that, but hey, that's my feelings. If that don't work for you, what can I tell you? You know, there's so much information out there. You know, feel is feel. You can't feel nothing unless you can do something. Well, thank you, Tim. Now, you don't have to just agree just to agree, but I mean, the thing, that's how I feel, and I'm not going to change that. I've been through a lot of things, you know. Oh, he's got nice grooves. His pocket is deep. Yeah, his pocket's so deep, man. I'm still going down and finding the bottom of his pocket. You know. Excuse me. But you know, it's like music is music. You're learning the mechanics of drumming. That's what a teacher teaches you. And the music teaches you how to groove. And your experiences give you more of a feel and your personality and your lifestyle. And the music that you listen to gives you the feel. Nobody can teach you feel. Nobody can teach you music. They can teach you the understanding of what's occurring musically, but they really can't teach you to play it. I can show you, okay, how a pattern goes. No problem. What you do with that pattern, I have no control over that. The music does, the band does, and your interaction and conversation with the other musicians does. Okay, gentlemen. Man, time flies. What is that? It's fine to practice all these patterns, but if you're not gigging, you aren't up to running. Use that really understand. Well, you know what? You put something up here, old school, yes, or new school, whatever. And I can't agree with that. I mean, what's old school? Because I'm 90 years old or 100 years old, and somebody's 30 years old, they're new school and I'm old school? Nah. This is a drumstick. It hasn't changed. This is a right stroke. This is a double stroke. This is a paradiddle. That's not old school. That's been around. Of course it is. It's you being inside of that, Tim. You know, you're listening. You're there. You're actually giving them something to feed off of so you can listen to it and you can improvise. I mean, if you're playing cover tunes or commercially, well, you know, you need to stay within those parameters. But if you're playing out of the box, read what again? I see this as fine-tuning all the other stuff I practice. It's fine to practice all these patterns, but if you're not gigging, you aren't up and running to use them readily understand. What shit am I making up? What are you talking about? I'm reading it. I am comeback players. Is that which one you want me to read, Brian? Which one would you like me to read again? I'm not making any shit up. Please. I don't understand what you're talking about. And if I misunderstood you, I apologize. And if you misunderstood me, I think you should apologize, because I'm not making anything up. I'm giving you my feeling. There is no old school. That's nonsense. A snare drum's a snare drum. Maybe the materials they use in snare drums now is a lot more, it's a lot better than they did 50 years ago. Show you what? There is no old school. That's nonsense. This is a drumstick and it's a stroke. This is a downstroke. This is a tap. This is an upstroke. That's been going on forever. You're a scientist, correct, Brian? You're not an old comeback player. You're a player all your life. You're just getting back into it. You're not coming back. You're playing. You're just cleaning up the cobwebs. Is that what you mean? You're taking a scientific look at this, Brian? Like the laws of physics, or I don't know what you're talking about. If you could explain that, we could have a conversation. I'm not certain to as what you're talking about, and I do apologize. Come back, come back. Okay, well, that's what you want to call yourself. I have no problem with that. You haven't been playing for a while. You're 66 years old. Well, you're young. My goodness. I'm 70 in December. What is age? That's just a number. Look at, what's his name? He's 90 years old. Roy Haynes. Roy Haynes is 96 years old. He's playing his ass off. That's not old school. He's playing music. And he's not coming back. You know what? Life is really, sometimes deals us a bad hand. Of course, drumming will never end. And if you have a good teacher, he squeezes your creativity from you. Not a problem. I'm sorry. I apologize, Brian. I certainly do. I saw old, and I said old school. I apologize 1,000%. But the term has been going around. He's old school, or he's not old school. Who's that? Mode? How old are you? You're asking me? M-O-G-E, M-O-G-E. Is that your real name or what? I will be 70 years old in December. And that's just a number. That's all that is. And if you haven't been here for the lesson, I made the announcement. And Brian, I do apologize. I made the announcement that next Tuesday, I've been doing a 12 noon lesson and an 8 p.m. lesson. And I'm going to take next week's lesson and broadcast it not from YouTube, but from my online site. And it's free. So we can do a drum set application to all the stuff that we've been doing. Do you have, is that M-O-G-E, M-O-G-E? I can't, that's Moog? Is that how you pronounce it? What's your real name? So I can address you that way. I know there's no problem, Brian. I mean, that's what sometimes chat rooms do. They create problems. Brian, you're taking a scientific approach to drumming. M-O-G-E, M-O-G-E. Tell me your real name. And I will, you have my email, and I will send you the link to my site. Or if you're on Facebook and we're friends, or you belong to any of the Art of Drumming groups or any of the drumming groups that I'm in, I am going to announce it. Okay. All right, well, is there any questions on the things that we have done this evening? Okay. You're Japanese. I'm Italian descent. Well, I do like physics, Brian. Uh, Mr. Moog, do you have my email? I'll get it right back to you, Brian. Do you have my email? Let me put my email in here. Come on, Dot Lloyd. Now, if you email me, I will send you the link. Okay? The lesson next week is at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And like I said, we're not going to be streaming from YouTube. We're going to be streaming on my site. So email me, I'll send you the link. Now, I do like the physics and the explanation, of the drumstick itself, of course, and the speed, the velocity, the weight, and all that stuff. And that's all well and good. And yeah, it improves your technique when you understand that. Absolutely, Mr. Tim. No problem. I would love that. But now let me get back to Brian. You know, there's the science is like, there's the weight, there's the velocity, the momentum, all of that good stuff. And that's very good to understand if you want to do science 101. And yes, it does. The more you understand about the stroke itself, the better off you are, because it makes you understand what the stroke is about. But bottom line is, when you're playing with the band, it's there anyway. You play like that anyway. And people use the level system when they play. They don't even know it. They label it as the molar system, this system, that one, and boom. But it's just a natural approach. Okay? All that is the distance or the spectrum of sound. I'm here and I want to produce a loud sound. I'm going to strike my drum fast and hard. Now I can get the same thing right here, a little less. And that's all scientific. I agree with that. But, enough is enough of that. This linear concept, is it harmonic? Is it related to this? Is it related to that? I'm not certain about you gentlemen, but if you ever studied the whole tone chords, absolutely, I agree, Brian. You're absolutely correct. And I totally agree with that. And, if you find somebody that can help you, you know, less energy, and you save energy, you can play a lot longer, a lot better. I mean, if I throw the stick down, I'm throwing it down. If I go like that, I'm throwing it down with less energy. Sitting is important. If I sit like this, I'm going to have a problem. For me, anyway. And if I sit like this and I'm comfortable, I'm getting the most out of the stick or sticks. I'm using the least amount of energy to produce what I want. And that is scientific, and I totally agree with that. And if you understand that, man, you got something going on. But in reality, man, it doesn't, you spend time with it and understand it, that's great. But if you want to get into the mechanics of rhythms and understanding the possibilities of coordination and controlling the coordination, well, I know, so do all these crazy jazz scales, but it's just an alphabet. Music is the thing, I agree. But now, like I was saying about the whole tone chords, the modes, the Aeolian, the Dorian, the Lydian, the Mixolydian, all of them, they're all harmonic. I can play one note on the piano and it's related to every one of those modes. The same thing with a rhythm. If I play one note, it's part of some sort of linear kind of rhythm, because all rhythm is harmonic. Okay, and it could be, it's all from a linear line with the absence of notes, and they're all related. That's how I do that, how I agree with that. But I don't make a big issue out of it and talk about harmonic structure of a right hand. I don't do that. To me, that's not necessary. All I do is take something simple, which is natural. Absolutely. You know, it's like anything else. You have somebody who's organized. Well, in order for something to be organized, this organization has to exist. If you have, you know, the absence of sound. If there's absence of sound, there's sound, because they have to coincide with each other in order for one to exist. Now, when you say silence, you know, there is absolutely nothing silent, really. If I hit a note now, you might not hear it a minute from now, but somewhere, somebody's hearing that note. I mean, that's the relationship of harmony. But the language, I'm trying to stay into a realm of not a mainstream kind of language. I'm staying with the Western kind of educational process, as opposed to the Eastern kind of relationship. Eastern, that's everything is from Africa, and you know, and I totally agree with that. I argue with everybody. They call me the clave police, and I don't like to argue anymore because I don't need any drama. But you know, everybody's saying, yeah, there's only 3 claves. Well, there's more than 3 claves. You know, yeah, Zen Buddhism and all that stuff. Yeah, you and I could really have a great conversation, Brian. However, I don't write very well. My writing skills suck. I like to converse like I'm doing now. If you do have Skype, we could actually talk on Skype soon if you do have that. But anyway, the time is ending, and I need to get off of this because I have other obligations at 9 o'clock, and it's almost 9 o'clock. And I have enjoyed myself more probably than you guys did tonight. But I enjoy both you, Brian, Tim, and who else we have in here? Brian and Tim and Daryl, and the gentleman from Japan, Mogi. All right, but anyway, I'm going to have to leave it at this until next time. And like I did make an announcement on Facebook, in maybe August sometime, I'm going to open up my site for a whole week. And just to get the feel of it. I've been having some issues. You're welcome, Tim, and I'm thank you for your help. Well, if you have Skype, that would be cool. We could talk on Skype. You seem like a very intellectual kind of guy. You too, Tim. You have Skype, man. Hit me up on it. And send me your playing. That would be great. All right, let me get off of this. I need to go. And I apologize. I wish I could stay another 2 hours or whatever. But gentlemen, have a great evening.